Shalom, shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, B'cha, Kadash, the abundance to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Greetings and salutations to you, Achim, pushing his word in truth and sincerity. All right, throughout the four corners of this earth, give diligence to make that calling and that election sure. This is your brother Yaikwa out of Great Millstone, Atlanta, with a Hebrew edification. Be touching up on the book of Isaiah, all right, Isaiah, the 10th chapter, the 11th chapter, Isaiah the 11th chapter, the 10th through the 12th verse. All right, so verse 10, 11, and 12. All right, so gonna read it in the we're gonna read it in the King James, and then we're gonna go through it in the Hebrew. All right, so grab this so we can follow along together. Let me see here. All right, so this is the 10th verse of Isaiah the 11th chapter. It says, "And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious." Right. All right. And what we're going to understand through line upon line, Shalakia, the Gentiles, which has been spoken of in this context, is speaking of the Israelites. All right. The Israelites, which are, and it's going to elaborate in the Hebrew, or regardless, in the scriptures, regardless, is going to elaborate on that. So let's see here. I'm going to read it through, make sure I can get it where brothers can see it properly. All right, so I'm going to read it through, okay? And, yeah, I'm going to read it through, and then I'm going to go through the Hebrew and dissect it. All right, so right here is wa hayaha bayawam ha hawa ya rash ya shaya ashar imad la nas amyam alla ya wa gawayam ya durash wa ya shlakia wa hayatha ha manach wa kabawad. All right, so we have here it's wa ha yaha, which is basically shall be. When you have that ya in there, it makes it the future tense instead of if it was like wa ha waha, that would mean and be basically, but that ya makes it future tense. All right, it says by yawam, in the day or in day. All right, basically, but it really means in that day. All right, it says ha all right, he, all right, sharash, it basically it, that hawa means he or it, but really means it. Shalakia ha it shall. All right, so it sharash should, all right, it should be a root. All right, Yeshaya, a root of Jesse. All right, it says ashar, which aimad stand, la nas to ensign, or basically to lift up, la nas aimyam. All right, so basically stand for ensign, aimyam, aimya ala yawa, basically for the people, all right, or toward the people, or shlakia, la nas, it should be an ensign, aimyam, for the people, all right, and then ala yawa, toward, all right, gawayim, Gentiles, ya darashwa, shall seek. So the Gentiles shall seek toward the ensign. All right, so that's really what that part is saying. But it's saying it's to be an ensign for the people and toward that ensign shall the Gentiles seek. All right. All right. So it says, Waha Yathaha, and shall come to pass. Manach wa derived from the manacha. All right. So rest, and all right. So in the rest, basically rest or peace, should be kabawat, glorious. All right. Glorious. All right. Let me see here. Let me elevate my. Yeah, there we go. All right. Verse 11. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people." All right. His people. It says, "which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea." All right. Let's see here. All right, this is verse 11. I'm gonna read it through, then I'm gonna dissect it. It says, "Wahayaha bayawam ha yawasayap adanya shanyas yadwa la kwanwath ath sha'ar aimwa." So that's, you see right here, I kind of messed it up. So this is aimwa. All right. Ashar Yashla Shlakia. Shlakia. Let me rerun that. Aimwa Ashar Yashar Ashawar Wa Mamatazarium Wa Ma Shlakia. Wa Ma Patharawas Wa Ma Kawash Wa Ma Ayalam Wa Ma Shanar Wa Ma Shanar Wa Ma Hamath Wa Ma Ayaya Wa Shlakia Wa Ma Ayaya Hayam. All right. So, time to dissect it. All right. All right. So, Wahayaha, which is the same as what's up here, it shall be. All right. By Yawam in that day. Ha really. All right. All right. Ha which means he or it. All right. Ya what's up, meaning again. All right. So he again shall again. Adanya, the Lord. All right. The Lord shall again. Shanyath, which means two or second time. Shanyath. All right. So he shall again the second time. Yatwath. Hand with his hand. All right. So set his hand. All right. La Kwanwath. La to Kwanwath. Recover. All right. Derived from the Kwana. All right. But this is plural. All right. Ath, meaning even or namely. Which is basically when you have that ath, it means it's about to go into detail who he's going to recover. All right, it says sha'ar, remnant. Sha'ar, remnant. Aim, so you can look right here. It's aim. Wa. Aim means people. Wa means his. His people. Ashar, which. Ya sha'ar, which remain. Or that shall be left, all right, Ma'ashawar from Assyria, which means a step in the Hebrew. Matazarium from Egypt, or Mizraim, which means double straits. Patharawas, which means region of the south, which is actually Upper Egypt. Okay, but the southern part of Egypt they call Upper Egypt. All right, so that's Patharawas. All right, it says Makawash. All right, and from Cush, which is Ethiopia. All right, but it means black. All right, and from Ethiopia, Cush, Kawash. All right, it says Ayalam, and from Elam, which is India, and Iran, which basically the land of Persia in the farther east than that. Okay, I mean East India. So Ayalam. All right. Shanar, all right, which is Shinar, which is Babylon, and the Mesopotamian region this is the area, the ancient name of the area of Babylonia, Babylon, all right, which means I believe it means place of two rivers, and that two rivers is speaking of the if I'm not mistaken, Parath, in which is the Euphrates River, in the Khadikul, which is the Tigris River, Euphrates and Tigris River. All right. It says Machamath, which is a region north of Israel. All right. Which is known for its strategic mountainous inclination and been utilized throughout history as a fortified location, stronghold, because of its geographic benefits, strategic benefits, because it was a major trade route historically, connecting Egypt, all right, to Babylonia, and basically it's a midpoint for Africa and Asia. All right, if that makes sense. So it was, a lot of trade historically went through that pathway of where the landmass is Hamath. All right, which it means fortress, by the way. All right, it says Ma'ayaya, which is islands, plural. Aya is island or coast. All right, but Ma'ayaya, meaning from the islands. All right, so we scattered. The Israelites are scattered throughout all the islands of the earth. All right, we're in Japan. We're in the Filipino islands, and we're not Filipino. We're not those people are Japhites. I'm saying, like, you have Israelites amongst those people. That's what I'm saying. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Thailand, because that's a coast. All right. That's also a coast. All right. It says Hayam, of the sea. All right. All right. Okay. This is the last verse 12. All right. It says, and this is longer than it typically is, but it's because I wanted the edification of the precepts to be acknowledged as well. All right. So verse 12, it says, and this is the key point, connecting the Gentiles in verse 10 to the Israelites. Verse 12, it says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and show a symbol, watch this, the outcast of Israel. Why? Because when you read in the book of Kings, the northern kingdom Israelites were considered outcasts. That's why it was hard for them to be accepted at the time of Yahushua, by the Jews. Because those Northern Kingdom Israelites, they were scattered. They were basically, because they started worshiping idols, the Lord gave them a bill of the divorcement. And he said, "Ye are not." He said, "Ye are not my people." He says, "La aimya." All right. That's why, it says lo aimi in the scriptures. I believe that's in the book of Isaiah. He was talking about the Northern Kingdom, but he said when it shall come to pass that they shall be called the children of the living God. All right. He said, in the time say, I'm gonna continue. It says, and gather together the dispersed, the diaspora or diaspora, which means scattered, as is written in the book of James, to the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. Greetings. See, it says the dispersed of Judah, right? Because we were dispersed throughout history with the Babylonian captivity. You read the book of Josephus, a lot of the Jews, and I think that's even in the scriptures. It tells you that a lot of the Jews, after that were conquered by Babylon, and we were dispersed into the different provinces, a lot of us didn't want to return back because of our wealth. And I believe that was in Josephus. It spoke of because the wealth accumulated in Babylonia when the Persians conquered it and allowed us to come back to our land. Jake didn't want to come back. All right, so that's dispersed. Okay, and likewise 70 AD. Of course, we're here in America, a large portion of us. All right, because we got, forced migration. All right, and of course the transatlantic slave trade, which also added to our diaspora, us being scattered. All right, it says the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. See, let's see here where we at. All right, wa nasha nas la gawayum wa asap na dakhya yash Allah wa na patazawath ya hawada ya kwabatza ma arabai kanapwath ha-aratza wa nasha, meaning and shall lift up, or set up, or lift up, bear up. And that's actually where that word NASA comes from, that those Edomites use for their space projects. All right, their space company. It derives from the Hebrew word nasha, all right, which they pronounce in the Yiddish NASA, which means to lift up or bear up. That's where that comes from. All right, it says nas. It says nas, which is an ensign. La Gawayim, to the nations, to the heathen. What is nations? Gawayim means nation and heathen, but you have heathens that are bloodline heathens, and you have heathens that are Israelites who have been taken away and drawn away to dumb idols and not holding fast to the covenant of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. These nations right here are talking about Israelites. It says La Gawayim, all right, in nations, Wa Asap, in the symbol, Asap, the symbol, Na Dakhya, which derives from the Dakha, all right, meaning outcast. Yasha Allah, the outcast of Yasha Allah, which is the outcast of the northern kingdom. It says, Wa na patazawath, in the dispersed, right, of who? Yahawada, which is Judah, which is speaking of the southern kingdom. All right. It says, Ya kwabataza, which is gather, and shall gather, ma arabai, gather from the four, kanapwath corners, kanapwath corners, all right, ha-arataza, of the earth, all right, see, and that's basically it through the Spirit. Is Isaiah, the 11th chapter, the 10th, 11th, 12th verse in Ba-ha-ibadia in the Hebrew, Lashawan Hebrew tongue. All right. And yep. So it also it proves that the Gentiles are the Israelites. All right. In the Old Testament, you know, in the book of the prophets. All right. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and electrifying. You know, exhortation to you sincere laborers to continue labor, knowing that our works are not in vain. Through the Spirit, you know, of course, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKadosh. Shalom, and keep the faith.